I would have had a Wraith right now, but it didn't have the starry roof. But not only that, I just bought a RV dealership. The money I used for that RV dealership could have been in my garages, and then I wouldn't have bought the RV dealership.
Boom.
And last month, that RV dealership, I think my share, because I bought it with a partner, was $90K.
There you go.
Now again, how many more months? And that's this bad month.
Yeah.
So $90K times 10 months, $900K.
$100,000.
That fucking investment is now going to pay for the Ferrari
for anything you need.
And that's what people need to understand.
Yep.
Tell them about it.
And honestly, just like you said, until I generated enough passive income to be able to, for that passive income, that cash flow, to be able to pay at that time it was $2,300 for just the Rolls Royce, right? I put $70K down, financed the rest, $2,300, and then $500 for insurance. So under $3,000, about $2,800 for the Wraith, right? Until I had enough passive income to be able to pay for my liabilities, that's when I actually started buying a little bit of junk. But I went through about 12 months of buying nothing but junk, and I'm over that. I think every entrepreneur has to get their fix somehow. And I got my fix, man. I'm over that shit.
It's almost like a trophy, though. Kind of makes you feel good. Like, I did it.
It was beautiful, brother. For the first 4 months, maybe 5, 6, I was like, yeah, this is what I worked for, right? But then it's like, now I drive it once a week. It's catching dust. I'm actually going to sell it. I just got a tune-up. The tune-up alone is
how much?
$990. Oh, what I'm going to sell it for?
Yeah, maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll buy it. What color? Black?
Murdered out black with red burgundy interior.
Dude, come on, man.
I'm going to send you some pictures.
I might buy that from you.
I'm going to send you some pictures. It's a one of.
I might just take over payments.
It's a one of. I'm going to send you some pictures. See what you think.
What if I just take over payments? Get them off your books.
I'm up. Remember, I put $70K down. I'm up on it right now.
You can't be. Well, give me the VIN, dude. I'll tell you exactly what it's worth as soon as we're done here. Okay. I might even buy it. How many miles? 19 something. All right.
Yeah.
All right. And it's a 16?
I believe it's a 16. Look it up. It has to be a 16. It has to be a 2016.
Text somebody down in your team and say, hey, go get the VIN to that Wraith. I'm going to need it.
You know what? My guy Jose said, "Hey, the tune." I did a oil change. It was like $900 some for an oil change, and he just texted me right now, and I said, "Hey, I'm about to jump into a podcast." So he just did my oil change because guess what I'm doing? I'm gonna sell it. I don't need it anymore.
Yeah, well, let me see if I can pick it up from you.
Okay,
that'd be cool. You could say, "Fucking old BL's driving my hand-me-downs."
You would love it,
dude. I'm looking for something cool. I've been driving my Raptor for like 2 years, and
I love Raptors.
And I've almost bought a Wraith. I almost ordered a Ferrari. I'm about to order a Ferrari too, but I want a Ferrari and a Wraith. Now, why do I want one? Well, now because it's just freaking. I want one.
Yeah,
that's it.
You got to get the itch out.
That's it. Well, I've had them.
Yeah.
I went through the phase, and now I'm back in the phase. And you probably will too, one of these days.
Well,
I prefer my fucking truck.
Yeah.
If they said, dude, you can't have anything but one thing, I'm taking my Raptor.
Okay.
It's utilitarian. It's badass looking,
Yeah.
I don't drive the Ferrari fucking 180 miles an hour anyway, so I got rid of that.
Yeah.
I would have had a Wraith right now, but it didn't have the starry roof. But not only that, I just bought a RV dealership. The money I used for that RV dealership could have been in my garages, and then I wouldn't have bought the RV dealership.
Boom.
And last month, that RV dealership, I think my share, because I bought it with a partner, was $90K.
There you go.
Now again, how many more months? And that's this bad month.
Yeah.
So $90K times 10 months, $900K.
$100,000.
That fucking investment is now going to pay for the Ferrari
for anything you need.
And that's what people need to understand.
Yep.
Tell them about it. Passive income.
Delayed gratification. Delayed gratification, right? What are all the kids doing these days, or all the entrepreneurs? They get a little bit of money and they go nuts. They have no discipline. They get a little more. We all been there. I've been broke as shit, and as soon as I got some money, I wanted to just go crazy. But guess what? You got to have the discipline. Yeah. You got to think long term. You got to play the long game. And that's what a lot of folks they're not. We growing up the way we grew up, we're not educated financially. We're not.
So dude, if I notice you're also a business mentor, so you allow people to freaking pick your brain and you coach people.
Yeah, so I do that. You know, like I said, I'm a full-time businessman. Like my priorities are building my businesses, right, and taking care of that. And on the side, I educate on the side. You know, I've had a lot of people come to my events. I only throw 2 events a year, and then I've had mentees be part of my mastermind. You know, and it's been a beautiful thing, man. I've been able to help them build 7-figure real estate investment companies from LA to Florida up to New Jersey, New York, down to Seattle. So, I mean, it's been absolutely amazing. And you know what's crazy? It's like the more people that I serve and the more people that I help them accomplish their goals, I just keep scaling. I keep climbing.
Would you recommend someone that they're broke but they're aggressive that they start wholesaling?
Oh, I mean, if they're broke, brother, they just got to hustle. That's what wholesaling takes. It takes hustle. It takes hustle and it takes not giving up. You know what I mean? Like you look for an off-market discounted property. You find that property, right? You build rapport with that seller. That seller trusts us, believes you. You're going to do the right thing. And I'm always telling people, do the right thing. Don't put anybody in a bad spot ever, right? And there's a lot of opportunity coming around in 2021. It's going to be a crazy year. I mean, our houses right now are flying off the shelf. We're getting over asking price and multiple offers. They're bidding up. They're bidding up the every single flip that I have. I'm also flipping in Las Vegas. I just started flipping in Las Vegas. I have 2 projects here. 2 projects here.
Why do you think it's going with this COVID and everyone being out of work and shutting down? Why do you think everyone has money right now?
Low inventory for one. It's a historically low inventory. The demand is insane for single family residents, right? So back to your question.
Why don't they just start building them then?
They're developing a lot. There's people are still developing a lot. I mean, your town specifically, I've been a real estate investor in this town since 2016. My company, nationalcashoffer.com, was the biggest wholesale company here, 2016, 2017, and part of 2018 until everybody caught up. So back to the question about if you have no capital to start with, just like me, I had no capital. All I had was a vision, some commitment, and a lot of hustle. You know, again, who's willing to work their asses off from sun up to sundown, even though you're not going to see money for 6 months? That's the life of an entrepreneur, right? I did Andy Frisella's podcast mid-October, and he said that he went like 10 years without seeing a dime.
Oh, yeah.
10 years. And I visited his studio and his First Form warehouse.
The HQ, the new one?
Yeah.
Dude, sick, isn't it?
Bro, like this guy has like a 20,000 square foot gym.
Yeah.
And then he has a full-blown basketball court next to it.
And an office above it.
He has the office above it.
And a Porsche. And a race Porsche sitting there on the floor.
Right there, a blue one. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
And dude, that ain't nothing he's got compared to. Like, he's got some serious shit.
That ain't nothing.
And dude, Andy Frisella, did he take you to his farm or any of the other shit?
Not this time around, brother. I was in and out.
Dude, that dude has way more shit than you think. Like, when you go to headquarters, you're like, holy shit, dude, that guy knows what cool is.
Bro, honestly, I was inspired. Like I wasn't motivated. I was inspired. You know what I mean? I was inspired.
Oh yeah.
So I was inspired, man. And I saw everything, man. He has a barbershop in there. He has a locker room, almost like NFL style. It was crazy, man. It was
puts people's names up, has all the gear there for him.
Yeah. It was beautiful, bro.
Dude, I don't even know how he knows to do all that shit. But brother, one thing he can do is build a fucking culture.
The humility from him and his wife and his brother Sal.
Oh yeah, Sal's cool.
Yeah, the humility, bro. I thought his wife just worked there. She was giving me the all tour while Andy was taking care of business, right? And her name is Emily, right? This beautiful person, tall, and she looked like she worked there, like she was a model for First Form, right? And I said, hey, thank you so much. I'm like, what do you do here? She's like, oh, I'm Andy's wife. I'm like, what? Right? Like the humility from those folks are insane. I think it's a St. Louis thing.
Look at her Instagram. She's like a good-looking, new, young, fresh Martha Stewart.
Yeah, she's amazing, and her heart, like she has a beautiful heart, man.
Yeah,
beautiful heart.
Well, that I think it's a St. Louis thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Because Andy Midwest and Sal thing. Are like that. His dad's like that.
Yep.
Like everybody out there is like fucking real good,
down to
solid
earth.
people.
Down to earth.
And Andy doesn't flaunt the shit that he has.
No.
Like
no.
I always tell people when people are like, Andy's driving his car, and I'm like, dude, that's one of like
50
at least. Yeah. And they're all sick automobiles. Like he's got 4 Ford GTs, and those are rare by themselves.
That's insane.
Yeah, dude. And he just somehow knows what cool is. Like if I had $1 jillion, I wouldn't know all those cars to buy.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what the fucking coolest shit is. I just call Andy and say, "Hey, what's cool?"
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You look up cool in the dictionary, you see Andy.
He's a straight shooter. He is what he portrays to be.
Yeah.
Which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So you're like in Phoenix cruising around, you're in a Wraith, everybody's obviously noticing you. How does that make you feel?
I went through that phase. It's called the status phase, right? Like in my opinion, I went through 3 phases as an entrepreneur. The first one was survival, right? I mean, survival was part of my entire life. I went through survival for so long. And I would say like the first 4 years of just me being a successful businessman, a successful entrepreneur, I was in that survival phase. And then I went into, once I can actually just kick my feet up a little bit, and I had my mom's taken care of, my wife's taken care of, the family's taken care of, the business is taken care of, everybody's taken care of. You know what I mean? I said, okay, I'm gonna kick my feet up. Then I went to this, I did this almost like the status phase. So I went from survival to status. The status was, look at me, I'm the biggest, I'm one of the top 3 real estate wholesalers in the nation, right? Like, look at me, I'm Carlos Reyes. Look at my Wraith, look at my estate, look at my watches, look, you know what I mean? Like I went through this bullshit ass status phase, which I feel like I had to go through it. I had to get it out of my system. I think that lasted about 8 to 12 months, the status phase, right? Now I'm in the best phase of my life, which is servitude. Now I'm like serving other people, man. And I treat everybody the same. I don't give a shit. Brother, I was around, you probably know this guy, Joe Marion, right?
Yeah.
He offered me to stay at his condo in Miami. He gave me his phone number. He's like, hey, man, swing by. Because I told him I was going to do an East Coast trip because I know DJ Envy and Caesar. They're real estate investors, by the way. If you don't know who DJ Envy is, he hosts a show called The Breakfast Club. Right, so my buddy Caesar, that's his business partner. They want to see my operation. Right, I just had Cole Hatter. You know Cole Hatter?
Yep.
Yeah, of course you know Cole Hatter. I was just driving him around yesterday. He came down to check out my shop, and he sent me a beautiful message, text message. I showed my wife, right, because it means the world to me, man. This guy, this is what he said. Watch this. You'll love this. This is from Cole Hatter's mouth. He says, bro, super impressed with your operation, man. Love your story, brother. You literally are the American dream. Literally told me that yesterday.
I said that in the beginning of the podcast.
At 5:21, yeah.
Because you are.